We have not seen any response from the city manager regarding these issues. This is a form of large-scale corruption and bribery that resembles the corruption cases involving Orange County Supervisor Andrew Dew. We demand that you publicly present and explain the deceitful mistakes that you have made over the past period. Returning to Agenda 5.2, we request that you withdraw and separate the residential areas from the city's development reform program.
That's all I want to say today, and I hope you guys can withdraw the.
Bye. Thank you, Joseph.
Followed by our final speakers.
Good evening, everybody. Deborah Estelle, Westminster, California. Would like to state that Yamaha is not in the meeting and has not been here for quite some time, just for the record. On behalf of the residents who
Đây là một người phụ nữ bản địa lại phụ nữ đang nhắm vào người tiên om.
Our attorney, our city manager, our city clerk, my sincere apologies for what I consider the abuse that you have taken for the last almost 2 years, and I hope that that stops. 9.1, yes, I do believe that permits should be required not only by the person that wants to have the press release, but maybe if it's at all possible, even the number of press that are present to attend. I think that would be a good idea. 9.2, we spent way too much time in disruption. Any disruptor should be removed, so I really appreciate that. And then I just have 2 final things to say, which are proverbs. Better to be silent and thoughtful than to speak and prove it. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Our final speaker, Terry Reeves.
Tất cả những người phụ nữ bản địa cần phải chút hết sự giận dữ vào nghị viện làm em miền West.
Hello, item 1. Congratulations, City Clerk Arocha, on your appointment as President of the City Clerks Department of the League of California Cities and as CCAC President coming soon. Congratulations to the records and support staff and to all who supported our Fall Festival, especially our great Employee Association title sponsors. Item 3.3, the Goodwill Proclamation is late, so I didn't even hear it. The event was on the 5th. 3.4, thanks for making most of my corrections, but you missed one. 3.5, valid insurance policies and business license approval must be obtained before executing this contract. They've expired. 3.6, great to have ARPA funds to improve our museum site. 5.2, as I reported, the staff report states the contract is to be awarded to Westminster State Builders, but the original attachments, agreement, and proposal were for R.A. Schultz Construction. Now corrected, you're welcome. 5.3, yes, the sponsorship of the school district is better off financially than the city, and they were not entitled to sponsor our Fall Festival. So please consider 2000 and 1011, not 3000. 5.4, city staff throughout the Fall Festival. 2 suggestions for next year: have the city council kick off on Friday night and utilize PA speakers throughout the event to make announcements of what entertainment is going on and where the stage is. 9.1, more important than the fake news motivation is getting official, accurate information out to all the mobile home park residents ASAP. Staff issued a press release Friday as the first step. Councilmember West immediately issued her own counter press release, doubling down on their lies and basically calling city staff liars again. 9.2, an ordinance that your city attorney opines wasn't even possible, and he drafted one with errors. Per my email, government code 38513 is cited throughout. There's no such code. Should be 36813. Subject says resolution, but it's an ordinance. WMC 20406D only applies to any person in the audience. Section 2B, add or members of the public. Section 2D, 3D, add city staff and members of the public. Also add members of the public to 3F and 3H. Section E3, strike the presiding officer may choose the end meeting. Punish the offenders, not city staff, other council members, and the public. Add leaving the dais repeatedly for long periods, missing entire discussions and votes, and going out into the audience during the meeting. These acts most certainly disrupt impede meetings. Amend, approve, and once adopted, enforce it. And hardly wait for Amy's 1, 2, 3, 4 report from the Long Beach conference. A free vacation and meals for her and her 3 kids. How was it good, Amy? What did you learn? Oh, I know. How to misuse taxpayer funds, just like your mentor, Andrew Doe.
Southwest và Nam Quang của chúng ta. Đây là cái bản hiểu về cái
Mayor, we have no further speakers.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, may I
Before we have a brief comment, I am speaking, please. Before we have a brief comment, if any of the council wants to do it, I mean, it's a brief comment again, okay? I want to take this moment to thank you all again for coming out and voice your opinion. I
Trước
truly
nay nếu các bạn coi
appreciate
trên
your
truyền thông thì chỉ đo phải một chiều từ phía anh đầu chọc bên kia.
The second thing that I want to do is I want to Terry, Rick, and our residents, she actually look at the item, and she read the item, she feed the comments to the council. But we, from the council standpoint, we will deem to.
Các bạn thấy là hình ảnh rất là đáng thương của chị vừa bên hành tài sách buổi tuần tài sách rất là mạnh và đang lên đăng ký để phát biểu.
I appreciate for that, but we will do what we can. The third one is I want to, I have to speak here. I hope that one of my expectations is the candidate for the city council should be here to present in English instead of Vietnamese. As you can see, that last meeting we have the council here speaking Vietnamese, and now we don't want to have. I don't think that we want to have another council that also speaking Vietnamese, and then with this will turn into Vietnamese meeting. And I hope that you will understand that. I'm very disappointed at the candidate who come up and speak Vietnamese. So at this time, I would like to recognize
Các bạn thấy sự phản đối của người đàn ông da trắng ở bên phía tay trái màn hình của chúng ta.
Có hôn đăng quang.
Thấy đây là một sự phản đối của người đàn ông này và đã đeo headphone và bảo quay mặt trở lại. Bật các bạn thấy không phải là cái sự chán nản
I
của một
understand. I took notes like you told me to. So for each comment of each speaker. So I just want to let you know what I took notes of and I answered to all of this. The first person that spoke was Gigi. So I just want to address your concern. I understand that you wanted. You said basically that item 902, which you mentioned about the decorum and whatnot. And you must understand, in the last 22 months, that we, Council Member Nam Quang and I, have been elected by the people to be on the council here. We have been attacked by each one of you guys that comes to the meeting for the last every 2 months. And I know many of you who come here every 2 weeks, you repeat the same point, at every meeting. You present yourself as a concerned citizen, but your actions have been divisive. You haven't given us, a solution that you want to fix the city since day one that we've been here on the council. You have attacked us. You have constantly patronized us and biased against us. But yet you praise Charlie, Kimberly Ho, and Monzo constantly. And, you say you're neutral, but you're not. You're biased. And the thing is that we, as Councilman Nam Quang and I are here, we're more than happy to hear your guys' concern. I even offer, many times if you look back on the council meeting, that I offer you guys to come to my office, especially Terry Ring, I've offered that to you, but you have not come. For 5 times I've offered it. So the thing is that if you guys have to I haven't finished. That is what you told me to do. Take notes and then talk later. That's what I'm doing.
You have used for one person, you have how many minutes?
That is Gigi.
Please, just a brief comment. At this time,
addressing.
Can,
Okay,
can
so
you
now-
please show me that picture?
on your
That
Can
is
you
fine,
please show
I'm
me
gonna
that
go
picture?
to each person that I took note on. So, you guys talking about,
Đây là cái hình ảnh.
you guys talk about fake news. And like I walked in earlier, if you guys, I encourage you guys, look at the agenda item on 5.2 on September 11th. So the council board here, the mayor, Kimberly Ho, and Carlos voted to pass an ordinance, basically a mixed
Mayor, we
use.
can't have this, Mayor.
Mayor,
This is
may I-
like, we already talked about it before during.
Vice Mayor, Councilmember Penzo, I know what to do. I will have you have one more minute for brief comment, and I will have to stop you for this. Sorry,
Đó là những cái gì đó anh sẽ
1 minute.
Okay, may I finish?
Go
I
ahead,
have a
1 minute,
floor.
1 minute for her.
You don't tell us.
Thank you. Go
I
ahead.
I
Go
took
ahead.
notes, so if each person, I'm gonna address their concern.
No, you are using your 1 minute.
Don't have a narrative. This is where they have shared their grievances. I'm responding back to their grievances.
You are using your 1 minute.
Okay, so may I finish? I have the floor, Mr. Mayor. May
You
I
have
finish?
1 minute.
Okay, so anyways, fake news.
Only 1 minute.
So I came, why are you keep interrupting me, Mr. Mayor? I
Go ahead,
reclaim
go
my
ahead.
time.
ông thị trưởng.
You said you want to enforce the Robert's rule of order. Please follow it. When someone has the floor, don't interrupt them. And you're doing the same thing to distract me from answering their grievances, and that's unfair and biased. So regarding the fake news, that's the reason why I walk in an urgent item to where it is a red zone to protect the resident and the low-income people in the mobile home park. With this redevelopment, rezoning, it will kick you guys out.
Thank you. All right.
Super rude. This is unacceptable.
You're unacceptable.
I'm asking you to stop at this time. You are not recognized at this time. You are not recognized at this time. Councilmember West, please stop.
City Attorney,
Please stop.
Cô
I am
West
running the meeting.
đã
Okay,
hợp tác
please.
với lại ông
Okay. Anything else from
ông luật sư thành phố về cái hành xử của ông
Yes, Councilmember,
ông Charlie và các bạn thấy là ông Charlie và cô
City
Amy
Attorney,
You say briefly.
and that's what I.
You don't spend your time
I
to mislead
asked
the
the city attorney
residents.
not to respond. Please, go ahead.
Oh, so now the legal attorney cannot answer our
I
question.
am running the meeting,
Represent
and at this time
one and
here.
four. How ridiculous this is, guys.
Thank you,
If
ma'am.
you guys are electing people like this who is gonna stop.
Please, you are not recognized at this time, please. Go ahead.
Just stop it.
You have your time already. You have your time already. You will listen. You will listen to Councilman. So you will do the brief comment as I asked him to do.
You do
Councilmember,
not allow me
go
to
ahead,
address
ma'am.
the residents' concerns. So that's what I'm doing.
So if she got a question, let her ask the
Mr. Mayor,
question.
there's disruption in the chamber. Can you please address that since you're the chair?
You don't know how to
I asked
ask
you
you.
first.
Right there.
I asked you first. You people like yourself.
Mr. Mayor, can you tell your
Please sit
neighbors
down,
over there
please,
to shut up?
sit down and can I ask you to sit down, please?
I'm out and I'm gone.
Disruption in the chamber, Mayor.
đó
No.
các bạn thấy không?
There's
I asked you
now
to
to
be
shut up.
quiet, please. This time
Why
I
do you
recognize.
silence the council when there's disruption in the chamber and you can't even?
At this time, I only
Cô Amy Philbrook lại bị
recognize
ngắt cái microphone.
Councilmember Menzo for a brief comment, please. Councilmember.
Thank you, members
Giờ
of the
thấy
public, for coming out
vẻ
and
bình
expressing
tĩnh
your
của anh Charlie
concerns.
Nguyễn Minh Chi
Please keep it down, because when the audience gets rowdy, it kind of extends to this council. So I ask for your help
đang
and keeping the
đang nhờ
forum
mọi
out of
người
the public. I know it's hard, but
giữ
please,
nặng hot
let's-
dùng từ làm
you
ơn
guys show us, the
Làm
people
ơn.
that don't understand quorum, show us how to do it up here, because some of us don't know how to be respectful. So, I mean, I find it very horrific that two members of the council continue to manipulate members of our community, especially the non-English speaking as a first language, which And since they're only doing it in the Vietnamese language,
Okay, so now about the Vietnamese, we cannot.
Wait for your turn, please. Wait for your turn. Okay, you want to brief comment?
We love army. I need Nick.
Hold on. Wait for your turn. If you want to have a brief comment, I ask you, Councilmember Quinn, let Councilmember Menzel finish his comment. Can you go ahead and address
so I'm asking the community to please help us keep this meeting in order by doing your best to, keep your tempers down. I know it's hard, and I find it very horrific that these two council members continue to lie to the community to scare them. I think it puts the city as a risk liability, because I can only see a lawsuit coming from residents who are taking this meeting as a city issue, and they're spreading false information to the community.
Thank you, Councilmember Menzel. Is there anything from the Vice Mayor? Okay, thank you. Councilmember Wayne, please.
Thank you, Charlie. I want to respond to you about the comment that you just made earlier about me speaking Vietnamese. If you ever let me have enough time, okay, I want to speak in Vietnamese and English. Okay, so you are the one that take away the time that the council member allowed to speak. So you are a liar.
Oh, this time.
Can I finish?
Hold on. Can I stop you for a minute? Go ahead and finish your Please help me to
That's all I
Thank you. That's it. All right. Okay, moving on. The next thing is the consent calendar. All matters listed under consent calendar are considered routine and may be approved by a single motion, followed by a roll call vote. There will be, please,
dân thành phố Westminster số mạng
Was she in public comment?
First warning to you. I am receiving the first warning to you.
No.
You have to get back to the dais.
Get back to her now.
I am issuing. I want to mention again. This is the second warning to you. I ask you to go back to the council dais, please. You have no right at this time. You have no right to speak at this time. If you want to, you can go back there.
You hate me.
Oh, you did her ballot for her or what?
Council member West, you either take the role as a city council or you can take a role as a public member.
có vẻ như chị
Which one you choose?
đang cố gắng
No,
lừa dối.
you can do only one at this time. I am moving on. Okay. At this time here, I will entertain
Đây là có sự
the
phản
motion
ứng của
for
bà
consent calendar if there's any.
Tôi tố cáo tội ác lên. Hey, get out. Get out. Get out. Tôi đang ghi danh. Mà tại sao tôi không cho tôi nói? Không lai rồi.
có vẻ bà Bùi Kim Thành đã mất bình tĩnh.
Thị trưởng này thì được nói. Còn tôi ghi danh bằng tôi đến đây áp dụng pháp và hiến pháp. Được quyền.
I want you to hold it, okay? I want you to hold
Đâu,
it.
đi về.
Let me ask.
Để tố cáo cái tội ác trên hiệu thủ tướng. Ông có được quyền, ông công cô, đi. Còn tôi đến đây để tôi đóng góp ý kiến để mà cứu lấy nước Mỹ này, cứu lấy cái Westminster. Tại sao đồng bọn của ông thị trưởng độc tài cộng sản này không thể được để hành
cái lời nói
cái
của
cú này
các
cái này
bạn
cú này Westminster
bỏ qua cái lời nói ở đây vừa qua
But see, in the
xin được
press card is
xin
for
được cảm ơn
non-agenda
những người dân cái
items,
này
which is not
xin
the
được
time yet.
đàn áp
cảm ơn cô
lên cái đất nước Việt Nam của chúng ta.
This time I asked you for the third time. I issue you the third time.
Kim Thành thì tôi nghĩ
không
đây
được
là
cướp
một
quyền
cái
lực lượng của tôi
It is the
tôi
third
đến đây
time
đi dân
running for
theo
you.
luật pháp và
I
hiệp pháp
asked-
ấy
Nên
không được
agenda
quyền xả
không
cái
nói được như vậy.
I asked you to leave the council
tôi nghĩ
chamber.
không phải là những
Please.
đây là một cái cá nhân
She
của
left the
Kim
council members, and I already gave the third warning. At this time,
không
I
ổn
asked
định,
the,
thần kinh không ổn định.
police
Và tất cả
not to
mọi người
let
hay
her back
cảnh
to
sát
the council.
cũng đã hiểu cái
Otherwise, I have to,
này
I
ra
have
và
to,
mọi người đây cũng thông cảm với vấn đề đó, cho nên là tôi nghĩ là không có gì xảy ra trong cái xí văn minh này.
There's already 3 warnings, okay? You don't need to talk about it. You have to do your job for free. Apologize. Please. Done. Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain if there is any motion for consent
Không
calendar.
phải giá giang cầu. No, Tâm Hoa Hoàng Linh, she not see crazy. But everyone know how she crazy, so they forgive him.
3.4, 3.5, 3.6.
Okay, I also want to request, since you,
I don't
Mr.
think
Duncan, pulled
anybody
3.4,
I just saw
3.5,
it was
3.6, I want
I
to pull
saw it.
3.8, and also 4.1.
That's not on the consent calendar, my
Yeah,
dear.
but
Actually, we're going to discuss that in a bit, the billboard.
no,
So
not-
3.4,
just only one person who got this
3.8.
crazy shot from communists, so she turned out like that.
Okay, is there any motion to
Move to approve.
approve the rest?
The rest.
Okay, move to approve the rest except for 3.4, 3.5.
No, she bị khùng Kim Nguyễn ơi. She bị cộng sản chích thuốc
Councilmember
đàn áp lại Nam
Vice Mayor moved to approve and
She
seconded
là
by
một người có biểu hiện của bệnh tâm thần.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Ho, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve the consent calendar with the exception of 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, and 3.8, pulled for a separate discussion. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Van West,
Van West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn,
What you talking about?
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
Mayor
What they
Wynn.
both
Yes.
about?
Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, at this time,
Đấy.
item 3.4, continue from October 9, 2024 regular city council meeting, approval of toll services agreement for the Westminster Police Department rotational toll program.
Okay.
This item approved by Councilmember Nguyen.
Mayor, I'm going to recuse myself again from this item.
Sure. Councilmember Nguyen, you are now recognized.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Can I ask a question? So for now, how many companies that we are about to enter a contract with that for the towing service?
We currently have one. We're looking for 3 or 4 is the goal.
Okay, so how long does it take you for the police department to get the second one and the third one and the fourth one?
First, we would have to meet with all the interested tow companies, and then they would have to pass the CHP's inspection before we could even take them on into our program.
Okay, so can you
No,
just
this guy
throw me a
speak
wow,
like
yes?
half
How long
Vietnamese
is
and
it
half
going to take?
Englishman. Forgive him. Mình ngạc nhiên là khán giả của mình.
The goal is to have it done by the end of the year.
Nghe nó là trình độ tiếng Anh hơi cao, chắc mình
Councilwoman
Để
from
cho
West,
mình tự
do
phiên
you
dịch
have any
đi.
question?
You know, I just feel like I wanted to make an appointment to sit with you guys.
Councilmember West. Okay, it's going to be 5 minutes for each, and so I'll ask you to go ahead. Now, I can recognize you. Go ahead.
So, Weber, thank you for being here tonight. You know, we always support you guys, but we just need more information on this. I wanted to sit down with you guys to go over, you know, different, I guess I wanted to make an appointment with Chief, but he's on vacation right now, so he won't be back in 10 days, right? So can I schedule an appointment, because I would love to know what's going on, and to sit down with those tow company, just to get more information and input on what the chief says regarding that. Is that a possibility for me to make an appointment with the chief of police when he comes back?
Yeah, you're always more than welcome to make an appointment with the chief. I have the Commander Drennan here, who's the expert on this topic, and he should be able to answer any questions you would have, if you'd like.
I mean, I would love for the information to present, but as I say, I would love to sit down and get time to chew on those information. It's important because every decision I make, it affects my constituent and the people in the city of Westminster. So I want to make sure I do diligent. It's just, you can present it if you want to, but I will continue, I need to sit down and chew on those.
But why didn't you chew before you came here?
Hold on.
Try to set
Vice Mayor,
here.
I understand. Let her use her 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Don't interrupt.
I ask you to be quiet, please. Okay, I don't know, if you don't use your 5 minutes wisely, then that's your problem.
Okay, so, I mean, if you want to present, you can, but if it's possible, can you put me down for the calendar for chief to go over this? Thank you, Weber.
Would you like us to talk about it, or specific questions?
Well, you can talk about it if you like, about just the tow company, like, I guess Mr. Napquag just asked, what company are you guys already have right now? And then you guys are looking for new ones.
We haven't met with any of the new ones yet. Until this agreement is approved, we can't use the tow companies. We currently are only operating with one.
But I thought the company we have right now were pretty good with their towing.
No, they're fantastic, but you need multiple companies on the call in case we have big accidents or more than one accident at one time. We need access to more tow trucks so we can clear the road faster.
So right now, you guys only have one, is that what you're
Right now,
saying?
we currently only have one, yes. And we haven't met with any other companies. We can't without this agreement being approved.
Okay, so you want more than one? I mean, how many people are in that company that does the tow and their routes? Do you know?
I don't know how many employees they have, but in my 2.5 decades working for this city, we've always had a minimum of 3.
Then what happened to
tow
the other two?
companies. One sold, and then one we can't speak on right now. The city attorney addressed that last week.
So tell me,
Sir, it's her turn. Let her finish her turn.
So one sold the company, and then we have one that you guys can't talk about. Okay, and yeah, that's why I want to sit down with you guys for that reason. You know what I mean? If you guys can't publicly speak about it, then at least as a council member, I need that information to make decisions.
We can't publicly speak on it because of possible litigation.
So
It's not something we can, the city attorney made a ruling on this last meeting.
So they did something fraudulent, is that what it is?
I'm not gonna, city attorney?
Now I can recognize the citizen.
Okay,
No, what's before you is a process. The council has
I have
an
no idea.
opportunity to approve a process of how
I'm listening to them and then
hire these companies to be on a rotation. That's what's
I have no
considered by the
comment.
council, not the individual tow companies.
I'm just tell you the truth right now in the system.
But you can discuss the process, but this is pretty standard for our cities to have this kind of a rotation. So we don't have one.
so from what I'm understanding, Mr. Carlos Monser excused himself because of potential conflict of these lists of tow company have donated to him, is that correct? Well, that's the reason why. So I want to sit down and talk to Chief regarding all this company that you guys listed here. I just want to get more information. So with that, I guess I yield my time.
All right, thank you very much. Vice Mayor Hall, if you allow me to go before you, I will take 5 minutes, but we will have to stop. I just wonder, this is, let me read the item again. 3.4, continue
Tell me why me.
From the October 9, 2024 regular city council meeting. This is a continued item. What did you do for the last 2 weeks? You haven't done things, you haven't get to with the chief, and now you're asking for another 2 weeks? Why are you doing that to all of us here? And the next time you ask for another 2 weeks, are you going to keep this moving out? I don't think that you are doing diligently your job as a council to review the item before you come to the meeting. This is a continued item from October 8, 2024 regular city council meeting. It is read on the agenda right there. That's it. That's all I have. Next, Vice Mayor.
Yes, I do request that you chew before you come to the meeting. And, you know, as I noticed that it says continue from October 9th, and so everything is, you know, because you are the holdup, so it's not good for our city to not be able to move forward. And to have rotational toll program, we need more than one. So that's all I have to say, we need to move forward.
So my statement is to that.
No, it's not until yet. So right now.
Okay, can I have second round? Because we have 2 rounds.
You done?
Yes, she's done.
Okay. Next is, next, are you having anything else?
Cái kéo xe trong cái vấn nạn kéo xe đậu tầm
Because he go before you. So I want the evidence.
sát ở trong cái thành phố Westminster ấy.
Let me ask.
Okay,
Đây là câu trả lời của ông Nam Quang.
Let me ask Deputy Chief Weber. So when we enter agreement,
Cờ gì Kim Miêu Nguyễn.
so the agreement going to be with the tourist
Cờ
company
gì
right now? Or
cuộc họp thành phố quan tâm cờ.
The one that's current in there? The one we're currently using? They would have an opportunity to do this agreement, yes.
And why we need an agreement? Because I think we already have an agreement with this current tourist service, right?
Yeah.
Why do we need this agreement? This agreement lays out the rules that the tow companies have to follow. So we make sure that they're not breaking any rules, or they're not overcharging our residents, or doing things that we wouldn't support in the city.
So as far as I understand, this is the new agreement that you guys come up with, right?
The old agreement expired. We're trying to renew this agreement.
So what is the difference between the expired one with the new one?
There were a couple changes. The biggest one was we moved the mileage the company could be out of the city just a little bit because we didn't have enough companies in the city currently. But we want to make sure that the response times are short enough, so we extended the mileage a little bit, but it would still be able to meet their time demand.
Do we have the item that I once mentioned to the chief, that the towing service company, they are not allowed to charge the people on the day that they are not working, which is Sunday. Do we have that clause in the new agreement?
You want the after hours fee waived?
No, I mean, like, I've been to a lot of towing service company, and they close on Sunday, but they still charge the people, you know, on Sunday, which is the
vấn
day
đề mình
that
thấy
they
không ok, hai
don't
bên
work.
đang cãi nhau về những vấn đề
So do we have that
tiền phạt kéo xe.
clause in the agreement?
We have an after hours fee established in the agreement, yes.
No.
I guess to clarify, is there anything in the agreement that requires them to be available on a Sunday? So they have to be available in order to qualify as a qualified company, but there is a fee associated with the.
Yes, an after hours fee.
Okay.
much. Before I start with the President of Westminster for the sake of God, I just want the public to understand that sometimes I have to raise my voice because I have to regain the control of the meeting, or else it will be, it will be wild. So sorry about that.
Chắc mình phải đi sau lưng cảnh sát này chị ra chứ có thể là đây là
So I apologize for that and hope you understand.
Sợ lắm các bạn.
Now I want to recognize our Council Member West for the second round of participation.
Okay, I want to address your comment, Mr. Mayor, earlier. So the thing is that, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor and Monzo, well, she's not here because she recused herself, so it's you guys too. You guys can decide however you want to vote. It's your vote, your choice, and you represent your district in the city of Westminster. But the thing is that when you are condescending the whole night, and you've been doing this forever, because you guys have the majority, so you're doing to the minority in the council chamber here, and all of us have one vote. And it's very disrespectful to be condescending to the colleagues. And that's unacceptable when you talk about decorum and ethical. What you guys are doing is putting the other colleagues down. We work hard to be elected by the people, and we're representing the people. So the majority of the people in my district who voted for me, over 4,000 people.
Are you talking about the item? You are talking about something else.
So
Please address the item, please.
Your comment.
No?
So you can agree or disagree, it's up to you, but I am responding back to your comment. So you guys can vote however, but you don't need to, put your colleagues down or belittle them. And the thing is that all of us do our study. You think you're the only one who reads the agenda? You know how many agenda I read and put notes on? Because I write them down. So it is very condescending and it's unacceptable behavior for the council on here to talk like that to your colleagues. And then the other thing is, thanks for presenting. I will make that appointment with Chief when he comes back, and we will go forward with the vote. So I motion to move this item forward for a vote.
I second.
Đang mang kéo xe quay qua chắc trong thị trấn trả lời không em nghe thú vị. I don't know. No idea.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Councilman Jan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen, to approve the tow services agreement for tow service providers desiring to participate in the Westminster Police Department's rotational tow program. I'm going to call for roll. Councilman Jan West?
Well, I guess I want to move forward to this vote, but can I substitute or kind of edit the motion a little bit? City Attorney?
It is your motion, so if you'd like to amend it.
So I was wondering if we can push this till we sit down with the ICE and talk about the situation with the other tow and all the tow company that's listed on here. That's my substitute modification to the motion before we vote.
I guess it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing that delayed
So we sit down.
until
To continue the item until you sit down with staff?
Exactly.
We would need some kind of date certain.
When is Chief back? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay, so you'd like to continue this to the next meeting, which is scheduled on November 13th?
Đi về cái sân về 2 tuần nữa, xong nó nói chuyện cảnh sát chủ, xong rồi tụi nó mới
Second.
phiếu như vậy.
So I have a motion made by Councilman Jan West,
Before you call for the vote, let me, I change my mind. I want to
Nói cho nhiều sao mà học hết đi.
my substitute motion is do nothing. Do nothing.
It's the same thing I'm pushing forward for today.
You said delay the last time, I'm doing nothing but not to approve.
to take no action, or to not approve.
Not approve.
Okay.
Not approve my motion? Is that what you're asking?
Not approve this item today.
That is pushing back to 2 weeks till we sit down.
Your motion is pushing back to 2 weeks. It's yours. It's yours.
Is there a second to the motion to take no action, or the substitute motion to take no action?
A second.
Okay, so I have a substitute motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho, to take no action on the item. I'll go to call for the substitute motion. Councilwoman Fan West.
City manager, I'm confused. Can you please explain? Because that's a similar, so I'm not gonna comment on the motion, but I do want to comment on the fact that our
Go get
agreements
some taco.
are gonna expire. So what does that mean for towing in our city? Yeah, why, Mr. Mayor? Don't you want to help them? We just want to sit there.
Well, I want to help them,
But
but
you're not approving this.
Yes, if you agree to move it to approve this item, I will.
That's what we said
Okay,
to sit
well,
down.
you said that the next,
So,
you want to delay it until next time, then.
which is 2 more weeks, when we sit down,
Okay.
but you didn't want to do
If
this.
that's the case,
If
let me revise my motion. If that's the case, let me revise my motion. My substitute motion is to approve the item.
Does the second agree with that substitute amendment?
Yeah.
So I have an amended substitute motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho, to approve the tow services agreement for tow service providers desiring to participate in the Westminster Police Department's rotational tow program.
Yes, the reason I make the substitute motion, I revised the substitute motion because he asked to help them to get it going. So, just want to make it clear. So go ahead and call for the.
So I'll call roll for.
What I want to say is that by voting yes, we could still have you sit down with the chief in 2 weeks,
Yes.
Amy. So,
All right.
vote yes, we still
You can
have
vote
you.
however you want. So we're making a motion, there's a motion on the floor, substitute motion, so can you please
Okay, go
vote?
ahead and call for the vote,
Okay,
please.
so I'll call roll for the substitute motion. Councilwoman Fan West.
Substitute motion, no.
Councilmember Nguyen.
No.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
I told
Yes.
us CD manager.
Motion's 2-2.
Okay.
CD manager
Call for the
managers do
original motion,
nothing.
please.
Original motion
quản trị ở thành
motion
phố
was
này
made by Councilmember Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen, to continue the item to the next regular meeting to be held on November 13th, 2024.
Man, she
I'll go ahead and call
all
roll.
us money, right?
Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho.
No.
Mayor Nguyen.
No.
Motion failed 2-2.
All right, moving on.
Fail rồi.
Let me just
Cô em
start
nghĩ rằng
here.
Okay, please.
Legally speaking, are we gonna run into an issue here where we don't have tow coverage?
fail.
I don't know. I did revise my motion just so that we can do the city business according to the request from Councilmember West, but it's not going
Cùng
to.
phe là thì biết rồi.
I just wanna check
Nhưng mà hai
the
bên
police
không
to
đồng ý.
make sure.
What did you allow?
Why you modifying so many times, Mr. Mayor?
5 người phải có 3 phiếu thắng.
Either way, we won't have it today.
Either way, we would have it
It's
today.
already done, right? So can we go to the next one?
So my understanding is that with this, this is a staff item, and staff always can kind of bring it back, right? Whenever they think it's fit, right?
Well, yes.
Okay,
That's
all right,
yes.
thank you, that's it now.
Okay,
Okay, moving on to item 3.5. Approve amendment number 1 to the agreement with Honor for continued emergency operation center coordination services
What they
in
mean?
fiscal year
This one, right?
2024-2025. This item is approved by
For
Councilmember
amendment
Nguyen.
number 1.
You are now
Số
recognized.
mấy số bàn?
Yes,
People
can I ask a
4,
question about
people 5.
this
Three by five right here.
Ông mới nói là
emergency operations center?
Can I suggest that when we have these kinds of items, that if there's major questions about it, just have staff give a staff report on it?
Yes, please.
Because I think it will be helpful to lay out what the agreement's for and that sort of thing. A brief.
Well, I think in the interest of time for items that are pulled from the consent calendar, it's easier if the council member just asks the question, then we can address it directly.
Bởi vì hiểu, bởi vì
Okay. Can I have a question with whoever that
cái này
is
tùy
responsible?
vào kho là nó cái này tùy vào kho là fail rồi đó.
Alright, so this is the first time that I heard about the Anna Burton Emergency Operations Center. Last year I didn't heard about it. I didn't hear about it. Okay, so where is it at and why we have this?
I can call Anna up and she can answer any questions you like.
Good evening, Anna Burton. The position that I currently fill under this contract is providing emergency management services, and part of that is the coordination of our Emergency Operations Center. This is the center that's used to bring city staff together. We work with local agencies, all city departments, the county, the state, and most importantly with FEMA. If we have a catastrophic emergency, this would be the coordination to identify how we can collect and reimburse ourselves for any public infrastructure losses, and also identify grants to support us in our emergency management programs.
So how long have you been working with us, the city?
The contract was first initiated November 1st of last year. This is the first renewal.
Okay, this is for Deputy Chief Weber. So I believe that when I visit the police department, I noticed that we have a big room that used for that will be used for the emergency, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So why we have this emergency operations center and what's going to be with the police? In case of emergency like this, what will we do?
So the Emergency Operations Center would be activated, and those people who are identified in those core roles and positions would be asked to respond to the emergency center and then begin the coordination of the city's response. And that could be situation assessment, supporting the field operations, and then working with the county and our other mutual aid partners.
Talking to you about us hiring an emergency coordinator, or? There is an agreement, that's why this is a renewal. Previously, who was doing it before, we had a couple of other emergency services coordinators. Robert Acosta was one at one point, Mike Segura was another one at one point. But we, as a city entity, we should always have an emergency services coordinator.
Yeah, if I could speak to this is just, if an emergency happens, such as we've seen on the East Coast recently, or in any earthquake or thing of that nature, we have to be ready to get right on top of it very quickly. So this particular role helps to make sure that we're ready for that. That staff that are in the city are prepared, that everything's organized, that they know where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do. It's really to someone to the central point to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do in the event that something happens. So we really need this position. It could be an employee, or in this case, contracting with somebody who has a lot of experience to do it. And so I would just point out that this is an important role, very important role.
Okay, go back to my question. I feel like this is a redundancy, because I think this is the police department job to arrange on this. And then now we have to bring in a third party, like an outside company to do it for us.
She's specialized. She's been training us. She ran a tabletop exercise with the department heads at one of their last department head meetings. I think the missing piece here is in a major emergency, like say what the city attorney brought up, a hurricane in Florida, it's not necessarily police that are the ones that are coordinating all the services. We do the emergencies, the rescues and stuff like that. She's the one leading staff to make sure they have all their ducks in a row for maybe FEMA funding, Red Cross, getting public works out to help with the flooding or stuff like that. She's the one that not only trains us but orchestrates us through these events.
Is your question whether it's a contract versus an employee? Is that part of your question? Because regardless, so some cities have someone that is in-house as part of, if it's a fire department, maybe someone with their fire department or someone with their police department. We've not had one on our payroll in quite some time. It's been contracted for even before I got here. So, you know, it's someone with very specialized expertise. And Anna can talk a little bit more about, you know, where she's worked if you like. But she's got a particular skill set that not necessarily public.
Your 5 minutes is up, so your 5 minutes is up. And I don't know if I like to choose to go before these people, these council here. I don't have any problem with this, and you are welcome to discuss about this item, but I can move to approve this item.
Second, I think we need to make sure that everybody understands and the council understands that the last thing we want to happen is if there is an emergency, an earthquake, that everybody's scrambling and not know what to do, and everybody's looking to somebody else for direction, and then we're caught basically with our pants down.
We actually have a motion on the floor.
Thank you very much for your service. And for 1 year, we'll continue your service for the next year. Thank you.
I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve amendment number 1 to the agreement with Anna M. Burton for continued emergency operations center coordination services for a 1-year term beginning November 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2025 in the amount of $82,560 and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute amendment number 1 to the agreement in a form approved by the city attorney. I'll go to call roll.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a statement.
No, this time we are calling vote. If you want to talk, you can talk during the time that you vote, okay?
You guys never went your round.
We have gone through that already, so go ahead and call for the vote, please.
Councilwoman Fan West.
So I just want to say thank you for this emergency service. It's very important, and I see the value of it. And for me, I want to say thank you, and yes, I approve this.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Ms. Ann, can you tell your lovers to shut up?
Who's the lover? Watch what you say. Watch what you say, Councilmember Nguyen. We are here to do the city business, and watch what you're saying. I'm warning you.
I will. Okay? I will. All right. So, but make sure that she shut up when we are talking here.
Các bạn nghe gì không?
Thằng Nam qua nó nói bà Nhật Linh là cho lên.
My intention is to clear everything up. So later on, I know what's going on, what to do. Thank you, Anne. I approve it. Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, next item is 3.6, award of contract for the Blakey Park Restoration Project.
That's not kind of happened, man.
Award of contract for the Blakey Park Restoration Project, project plan number P-2614. This item approved by Councilman Nguyen. Your turn.
Mới vừa lên giúp đôi bà Nhật Linh theo đi một mệnh chí.
All right. One of the things that I want to know is why we always have like 10% contingency. You know, it's like a the company to go over the already allocated budget. Yeah. That's my question. Why we encourage them.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the Council. The reason why we typically have the standard 10% contingency, it just allows us to cover any potential change order. Standard practice that every agency has. And again, it's just for any unforeseen reason.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anything else from the Council?
Motion to approve.
I second it.
Question.
Okay, question, go ahead.
Thank you.
thanks for being here today, really appreciate that. And I guess
Mình không hiểu hai chiến thuật của Amy và
the amount for construction is $218.10. I know that we need to approve for different maintenance
có vẻ như câu dài.
and in our city. So, but one question I have is A, I'm okay. B, I have a concern. And then C, I'm okay, but B is where I'm stuck at. So authorize the 10% in the amount of $21,801 for potential change order. I know that in the past when, we have any changes, you guys would come back for approval. And I think it's important, this is way before my time, I noticed in the council meeting, that you guys do bring it back and then the council discuss that and then approve or whatever might be, right? More likely they will approve it. But the thing is that I think it's for, transparency and just where we because this is the taxpayers' money that we're using in the general fund. And so I want to make sure, as this body here, that this is the amount that we approve, the $2,810. And then the 10%, I would love for you guys to come back because that's the people's money and to request for that amount again. Because when there's accountability, it's easier for the public's trust and just, how we are doing government here. So I like the old ways that you guys have come before us to approve. And I think that's important because it is the 10%. I think it's easier to go under wraps. That's my logic and thinking in the private sector. So I think as we task on keeping the taxpayers' money, I think it's important for you guys with B, if we could strike that out, just for A and C to approve tonight, if we can modify it, if the council is okay with that, and then have you guys to come back if there's a change in order. That if it's increased in any amount or more, just come back because this is the taxpayers' money.
I want to ask you, is that your substitute motion?
Yes.
Is there a second to the substitute motion?
I also want to add that, I've been here 15 years, so every single year I ran a lot of different projects. And most of the time it runs under we don't typically use the 10% contingency unless it's unforeseen reasons. So it's not always the case that we need it, but sometimes we do.
I understand that question. I have 2 more minutes and 10 seconds. I noticed since I got onto the council 22 months now that every of the agenda item, it has that 10%. And I have approved it, okay, in the past. But I think right now it's important that we kind of step back a little bit. If it's 10%, if it's in the 2 million, which is the other project in here, agenda of a 2 million, then I think it's important that it's around 250,000, right? I don't want that $250,000 of the taxpayer money to just go out. I think it's best that you guys come back, like redeveloping the parks and whatever. It's important that you guys come back. So I don't mind section A and C, just B, strike that out, and that's it. So that's my substitute motion. Is there
a second? Okay, go ahead. So you have 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Oh, I second.
Okay, we have a substitute motion and second on the floor. Please call for the substitute motion vote, please.
I have a substitute motion made by Councilwoman Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen. This is to approve items A and C as staff recommendation and remove item B. I'll go ahead and call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
No.
Councilmember Nguyen. Vice Mayor Hill.
That's weird. That's not the standard of practice, no.
Mayor Nguyen.
Perhaps 2 things before I vote. Number 1, we have heard from staff. It's a standard practice. That's number 1.
Yes.
Number 2, if you were okay with that before, why all of a sudden is that?
This is not a standard practice. This has been just recently, in the past, it's different. So if that's your opinion.
Substitute motion failed, 2-3. I'll go back to the original motion. I have a motion made by Councilmember Monzo, seconded by Mayor Renee. This is to approve the award of the contract to the lowest responsible bidder in the amount of $218,010 to Carnegie Construction Company and authorize a 10% contingency in the amount of $21,801 for potential change orders and authorize the city manager to execute the contract on behalf of the city.
Sorry to interrupt you. Mayor, before we vote, I have a question for
Sure.
Tuan, you said earlier that this is standard practice, correct? Is it, and what about other agencies, other cities? Is it standard practice at other agencies, other cities?
Most of the cities I know have the same 10% contingency. And also the reason why it's important to have this 10% contingency is anytime you have change orders, you don't want to go back to council and have a delay of construction.
That was my next question.
That's additional cost for contractors to build to the city.
Yes, it never costs us more.
There may be emergency situations that occur that are unforeseen, and staff would not have the ability to utilize funds to address that immediate emergency.
Let's say there was an emergency, you hit something, a pipe or something, and you don't have the funds to cover it, what would you do?
But this is not about that. This is not.
It is about it.
We have
You would not have the funding. You would not have the funding.
Time for voting, you wait for something to do.
I just want to make sure there's no misunderstanding.
You expedite the process construction so we can wrap it up. So we don't inconvenience the motorists, the residents.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll call for the
Councilmember
vote.
Lynn?
Oh,
Oh, I
Đúng rồi, 200
Councilwoman
thì
This is the
nó là những gì ở đây?
original motion.
Nó sẽ
I
là đây.
vote.
Original.
Thực
I
tế
vote
mình
no.
chứng kiến thì chứ mình không có nghe.
Councilmember Monzo?
Yes.
Councilmember Wing?
Yes.
Đây.
Vice Mayor Ho?
This is standard of practice in public and private.
Mà
So
có
it
nhiều
is a
hoạt động
yes.
kìa.
Mayor Wing?
Noted.
Yes.
Motion carried 4-1.
All right, next, moving to item 58. And this is approval of amendment number 2 to the agreement with SEI Business LLC for continued provision of the citywide information technology consulting services
What number?
in fiscal year 2024-2025.
I believe that Councilmember West, she pulled item 3.8.
I understand, I'm reading the title. Normally, we have to read the item before we can proceed with that. So I will have to waste my time and read it again. Sorry about that.
Cách dùng từ có bị lộn.
Approval of the amendment number 2 to the agreement with SEI Business LLC for continued provision of citywide information technology consulting services in fiscal year 2024-2025. And this item was approved by Councilmember West, so you are now recognized.
So thank you for being here today, really appreciate that. I do want to hear your take on the information technology consultant that you provide for the city of Westminster. I know it's very important because technology is the world we live in, and AI is another thing, and those who like hack into our system is more evident now than ever before because of the technology we have. So what do you do exactly for the city? We'd love to hear that.
Sure. Barry Appleman, I'm Senior Vice President with SDI Presence. You hit it right on the head. I mean, cities have a complex technology infrastructure. It's only getting more complex. City staff has a lot to cover, and so typically what we're talking about here is we're helping on the firewalls, we're helping with cybersecurity, we're enhancing your VR environment, we're working with your virtualized servers and storage, which is what runs all of the systems. So our job is to be there for that team and to be able to help them when they need it, and bring some expertise that's probably very difficult to hold within the city.
I think it's perfect because I think every city needs that protection. firewall protection, and just how to run the city, maintaining all the database within the city, especially with our law enforcement, because they have a lot of database that needs to be protected, you know, and they have all the people's information. So I appreciate all you do with your service to the city of Westminster, and thank you for explaining that, and I look forward to vote yes on this agenda item. And
Anything else from the council? Okay. Well, I will entertain there's a motion. There's a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. All right. Motion and second on the floor. Call vote, please.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Councilwoman Van West, second by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve the amendment number 2 to the agreement with SDI Presence LLC for continued provision of citywide information technology consulting services in fiscal year 2024-2025 in an amount not to exceed $161,216, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute amendment number 2 to the agreement in a form approved by the city attorney. I'm going to call roll. Councilwoman Van West.
Van West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn. Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Mayor Wynn.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
Thank you very much. As I promised at the beginning, we are going to move on agenda item over communication in front of the public hearings. I hope that is okay with the staff. And I asked Councilmember to agree with me on this. So at this time I move to have an agenda communication before the public hearing. Motion? Yes. Is there a second to it?
Yes.
Okay, motion is second to move non-agenda oral communication to before the public hearing.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Mayor Wynn, seconded by Vice Mayor Hill, to move item 8, oral communications concerning non-agenda items, ahead of public hearing items. We'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Van West.
I guess usually we have an order that people come in to speak at the end. So if you switch up like this, people who come later, you know, after work to do this, I just feel like they won't have an opportunity, Mr. Mayor, to speak on non-agenda items. So I'll vote no. Let's wait for the other people to come.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn.
No.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Yes.
Mayor Wynn.
Yes.
Motion carried 3-2.
Okay, as promised, I will ask for a 5-minute recess so that we can take a break at this time. And it is now 9:06. I'd like to ask the council to come back here at 9:11 that I will start at 9:11.
Anh là trên đà đó. Anh là trên đà đó. Bây giờ nghỉ giải lao 5 phút. Hả?
Cô nào? Ok. Một dân anh ngồi kế bên này. Ok, anh Từng.
Anh qua đây một tuần rồi.
Qua đây luôn.
Năm giờ sáng anh phải đi lên phi trường.
Ok, mình đã mời được anh Long lên sân khấu. Anh Long xin anh Long trình trình lại những gì nãy giờ xảy ra. Chương trình ngắn gọn trong 5 phút. Tập ơn mà anh cầm microphone để sát một chút. 7 giờ.
Trước rồi. Hai lần trước.
Cái này mấy bữa mặc bữa chiều đó.
Ô chiều.
Chiều đó rồi mặc cái hai. Đi vô đuổi chạy đó. Không xem. Không coi rồi.
Có thằng này vô kỹ.
Đúng rồi, có xem hết rồi.
Năm qua là không có cái sự quyết định bởi vì năm qua là
Đúng rồi, không nên khi mà dân ý kiến người ta không nhận gì chưa gì anh đâu có nói gì rồi cái đó là chính những cái chuyên gia đi chào thì sẽ bị gọi là gan vận chuyển.
Ok. Alo, nghe chưa mọi người? 1, 2. Nghe chưa? Cái microphone này chụp sao rồi ta? Alo, mọi người nghe được chưa?
Nói không? Nói đi.
Giờ nghe được rồi phải không? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Coi nhà bực mình
Chuyện mấy ông của tổng thống đơn mượn
Người Hùng mới chào anh.
không có gì đâu không kỹ.
Cái xem YouTube thấy người Hùng nói.
Vô đây tường thần. Vô đây đi khám điền thổ thấy mọi chuyện đã xảy ra ấn cho đậu thì. Alo, 1, 2.
Bạn của anh kìa.
Alo. Alo, 1, 2. Alo.
Hồi chiều livestream nghe nhỏ xíu à. Mấy cái chú này nói nghe nhỏ xíu à.
Không có để microphone sát vô.
Nhỏ lắm, nhỏ lắm.
Alo.
Nó lớn hết cỡ mới nghe được.
Dạ hả?
Cái điều chỉnh lại.
Alo. Sao anh nghĩ sao vậy bạn của em?
Anh muốn nói chuyện không?
Anh mình nói bạn của mình, ba bạn của mình đang đứng kia, mấy anh em đây bó tay luôn. Giờ là nghỉ giữa lao giữa giờ các bạn nha. Trong này sao phỏng vấn được nha, một chút ra ngoài kia. Không nhỏ thôi, delay. Từ đó qua đây delay, phải nghe trực tiếp bên kia mới phát hiện.
Thấy mua cái này kiểu này sẽ
Cái đó ngon rồi, nó là chục. Cái đó 400 của em 40.
cái quan trọng nó nghe rõ không á?
Nghe cũng rõ mà. Không, cái đó thì ngon nhất rồi.
Ủa? Bữa trước cô lên livestream đâu cái trận này mà nghe rõ lắm.
Bữa cô lên livestream
bữa trước họp báo đó nghe rõ cực kỳ mà anh Dũng này nghe chú này chiều nói chuyện nghe nhỏ xíu à.
Tại vì mấy chú cầm microphone
Nhỏ lắm.
Microphone đó là
nhưng mà
phải
cô Linh không có dùng nhất là nghe rõ.
Yeah.
Chiều mở hết cỡ với nghe chú này nói.
Nhưng mà mấy người khác có nói rõ
không? Nhỏ xíu, chú Hồi nó cũng nghe nhỏ luôn.
Vì nó rõ hết là kỹ thuật này nè.
Chú Hồi nó cũng nghe nhỏ luôn, đeo sách lên nghe cũng nghe không được.
Tại vì có lẽ là khi mình nói cái microphone thì mình nghe rất là lớn.
Mà trong khi dùng cái bình thường quay là nghe rõ, nhưng cô Linh dùng nghe rõ.
Nhưng mà cái này hay cái nào thâu vô cái âm thanh đó thì thâu chơi chắc có vấn đề. Chứ mình nói lúc mình nhớ mình nói trong đó mình nghe lớn lắm.
Vậy là chắc con này có vấn đề. Vấn đề là mình không chịu, mình đang lo tập trung nói chuyện, mình không có lo kiểm âm. Âm thanh luôn luôn bị vấn đề.
Nghe nhỏ mà lâu lâu tự nhiên cái nó lớn lên chút thôi, nó nhỏ xuống lại.
Vậy là do
Thành ra đó chắc nếu mà cái máy này hứa đó là không cần cái máy kia, mà chỉ đưa cho người nào nói chuyện nãy nữa thì chắc là máy ấy.
The time now is 9:14, but the clock that I'm watching is 9:12, so it's just 1 minute after. So
Thì bây giờ bắt đầu
I'd like
trở
to
lại
reconvene
cuộc họp,
the council meeting,
trở lại cuộc họp này.
and I'd like to ask for a roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Fenwes? Fenwes here. Councilmember Monzo?
Here.
Councilmember Nguyen? Vice Mayor Ho?
Here.
Mayor Nguyen?
I'm here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with Councilmember Nguyen absent.
Thank you. I will continue the meeting with the public hearings, section 4. Anyone wishing to speak on an open public hearing may speak in person. Speaker.
You just did a motion to move non-agenda items ahead of public hearings.
My apologies. Okay. So now we can move the non-agenda oral communication in front of public hearing.
Yes, so I'll go ahead and read it into the record. This is the time of the meeting that members of the public may address the city council regarding any non-agenda items that are within the subject matter jurisdiction. Unless otherwise extended by a majority vote of the city council, comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Any person wishing to address the city council in person should complete a yellow speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the council chambers and submit the card to the city clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time and state your name and city of residence for the record. Our first speaker is Jason Doan, followed by Joseph No. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and
Mình
move
không
to
biết nhưng mà
Tina
tại hiện
Tapia.
trường ở đây thì đa số là mấy đa số nó có vẻ như bà cô em bị với ông chú Nam Quang không được người đây ta welcome lắm nha. Đổi thừa Charlie không đổi thừa
Không bình thường đâu.
Tụi bay vô đây làm gì ta?
Many of the tribal officials are honest and sincere men and women who have good hearts. Nevertheless, the vast majority of the tribal officials parasite on the
Xuất hiện một người phụ nữ với một cái outfit rất là độc lạ bên nước Mỹ mà vẫn được lên trên đó phát biểu này.
The game of who is the most important rules. It's embarrassing. At the turn of the century, American Indians numbered about 230,000, all traditional. Each succeeding generation, we lose our population base and our spirit as once proud peoples. The American Indian statistics of deprivation have remained constant since the end of World War II. All other groups of citizens, fortunes rise and fall with the gross national product, the GMP. The American Indian statistical line of deprivation remains constant, a straight line. With the blatant genocide of our traditional people, we have less than 50,000 in America today. We are averaging a loss of 1,000 a year since 1900.
So what's he doing?
We are losing a value system as distinct people that sets us apart from the industrialized world. These facts serve us in our tribal statistics.
Nó mở cái phone ra cho ta
No one
nghe.
attempts to do
Nó
anything
có
about
3
it
phút.
except for a few social workers
Đúng không?
and reservation
Nó
police.
làm gì tùy theo nó, là nó có 3 phút. Tùy theo nó.
It's women and child abuse. Child sexual abuse is epidemic on Indian reservations.
And I don't think there are such of human sex trafficking in Westminster High School and Westminster Elementary.
Oh, change leader from Spanish to
Human
trafficking.
trafficking.
My uncle spoke about
Buôn
this
bán
in
người á,
1989.
Ở đâu ạ?
buôn bán
Off the reservation.
trẻ em á.
And in collusion with the BIA, certainly do not allow any culture and values to be taught. fact is, educators continually denigrate American Indian traditional lifestyle as primitive, dirty, and without any redeemable virtues.
Time up.
Our next speaker is Michael Berengia, followed by Donald Lane.
Ông nói cái thằng cha nó nói rồi. That's typical.
Bây giờ
Nó nói vậy. Nó lên cũng sợ. Couple things. Amy and Don Quan and all the rest of their lapdogs are to be charged a fee when they start their line outside of the city council chambers. I know this was brought up once before. However, two of the times involved police officers being pulled off of their other duties on patrol to respond to the city council area. They should be docked for that. The people putting on these press conferences because none of those officers are not out on patrol where they're actually supposed to be, instead of handling a bunch of BSers on YouTube. Second thing, the tow contract item. This is not new information, and it was brought up by you folks up here, and they still couldn't figure out what they were looking at, what they were talking about. And I listened to the deputy chief try to explain that, and unfortunately Amy apparently is so thick-headed, it doesn't go in one ear, let alone go out the other ear. Also, same thing, the construction contract. How many contracts has this council voted on that had a 10% standard fee to cover any unusual circumstances for those contracts? And then suddenly with this one, she has to argue about it and wants to eliminate it off the contract. I used to think that they pretended to be ignorant, but I really do honestly think they are ignorant. They don't bother reading the backup information when it comes to them. They wait till they get here and then waste time asking ignorant questions, which could have been answered long ahead of time before this city council meeting. The city manager, the assistant city manager are always available to confirm items that are on it. The mayor's available. Even asking other city council members, hey, can you clarify what I'm reading here? But no, they would much rather show up here and play their ignorant games because then they get to listen to themselves talk, which is all they're interested in. They're not representing anybody except themselves.
Our next speaker is Donald Lane, followed by Win Hung.
Ông là xong Tết cái thằng cha thằng này xong ông xong Tết ông sẽ nói thùng mới ông đó ông là nó
Donald Lane, orphan constituent from District 1.
nhà ngủ lo con cháu rồi.
I feel like I'm not being represented. I'm glad Governor decided for once during public comment.
Ba thằng cu đang bàn ở đâu nhau lên phát biểu. Ba thằng cu lẽ thằng cu chọc, cu đường mất cạch học. Ba thằng cu diệt giang. Lại nữa, lại người ta lên chửi người Việt Nam mình đó các bạn thấy không?
Hôm đó đang chửi em
Nãy giờ tôi thấy người ta chửi người Việt Nam mình nhiều hơn.
Learn a little bit about crime law. If someone owned the property, they would know that contingency clause.
Khúc này là khúc vui nè đúng không?
It costs more when you have to pay it.
này có nhiều người mới hiểu.
Prior to the contract implementation. The constant eye rolling, stop the, the constant eye rolling from those who are here when this happens is very hard on my ability to have cogent thoughts.
Gặp Việt Nam phải cho vô ký quà hết.
Quan là bạn của anh có thằng với mẹ của anh. Sáng cũng phải cà phê cho uống.
Our next speaker is followed by Kai Dao.
Cái nào
Xong rồi cái nào
Chẳng thì
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a letter to send to Fire Political Practice Commission.
trời ơi má ơi.
Complaint against Westminster Mayor Charlie G. Nguyen improper.
Má nói tiếng Anh kiểu gì vậy trời? Nghe anh Hùng nói tiếng Anh mà.
Complaint regarding the Westminster Mayor Charlie G. Nguyen campaign practice. Especially calling, I believe that Mayor Nguyen had engaged in a campaign financial violation by laundering donation intent for his state Senate campaign District 34 through his city.
Thằng này lên nói kia cầm giấy đọc.
On April 6, 2024, the Mayor
Thằng em
Nguyen
nằm dưới cầm giấy dịch.
a fundraising event for his Senate campaign and Monkey restaurant in Concord, Virginia. She attached invitation. However,
Anh đang tố cáo anh Charlie Nguyễn Chí về cái vụ án ngày hôm qua Ngô Kỷ. Cái vụ án ngày hôm qua Ngô Kỷ đưa lên trên mạng xã hội.
To make a check payable to friends of Charlie G. Nguyen. Today, Mayor Nguyen had not opened a state Senate campaign account at all. Despite having accepted contribution to the purpose, instead it appeared that the funds raised at this event were put into his city council campaign account. Friends of Charlie Nguyen for Mayor 2022. Campaign disclosure report for the Friends of Charlie Nguyen on Mayor 2022 account. I have a attachment here. On attachment. So, 7 contributors from Virginia resident around the time of a Senate fundraiser. This disclosure also revealed a payment of $1,139 for food restaurant during the same period. But these expenses were not disclosed as an intimation to his state senator campaign. This action raised a serious concern. It appears Mayor Nguyen had deliberately misdone about the purpose of their contribution and improperly funneled those donations. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Our next speaker is Kai Dao, followed by Tammy Hamill. I don't see Kai, so Tammy. Following Tammy is going to be David Johnson.
Đồng chí Nguyễn Phương Hùng. Đồng chí Việt Cộng Nam Dung.
Đâu. Quá đẹp luôn. Quá đẹp.
Đồng chí Việt Cộng Nam Dung.
What's wrong with my people, guys?
Ta nói thẳng mày luôn á. Đừng nóng lên đó.
There's disruption in the chamber.
Please reset her clock.
The chamber.
I am going to do that. Let me do it. You just stop. You just stop being yourself as a council, okay? Go ahead, please.
Oh my gosh, there's always so much to say. First of all, I want to say I am exhausted, not only from this crap, but I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I took 2 flights to get here from Washington, fly home today. 4 hours of work meetings, and now I'm here, and he doesn't even have to respect me. If we can be, because this is important to me, because I see what they're doing to the city, and I see what they're trying to do. The council members, staff, police, they're trying to discredit everybody. Because accusation isn't everything that they're saying is what they're doing. It's very clear. One thing I want to say, Christine is right. I believe she's right. Do your work ahead of time. Have your questions, I'm speaking. Have your questions ready. Do your homework. You continuing to just push things and push, you're just stalling. And you're obstructing official city business. Because you don't want to do any good for Westminster. You have your own agenda that you're being coached on. Because if you two seriously believe what you're saying, you really are that stupid, or you're being coached. And again, disrespected by speaking into the phone. Are you live streaming on YouTube right now? Are you getting paid for that? Or are you getting paid by taxpayer money? One of the things now, this is the first time I heard this, and then tried to win. That's why he didn't hear about it.
Này không má thì theo tiền quá.
So I say, not all attention is good attention. You guys are not getting great attention. But keep it up. She also made comments about, being condescending, putting other colleagues down, disrupting the chamber, or attacking her in Namquan. Let me just remind you, she called Councilmember Kimberly Aho several times. Said she had bigger balls than the mayor. She called staff liars. She accuses people of taking bribes. Namquan, I believe, called you a pill popper up here earlier tonight and tell your lover to shut up. How respectful is that, Amy? You want to tell your little followers that? Get your church friends here so they can see your behavior again? This is what you do, and you're laughing and smiling about it. Again, they're stalling and obstructing official city business. And I know whenever she gets told that she can't speak, she threatens lawsuits. Call her bluff. Let her sue. Let her act like this in front of a judge. Let her take her evidence to court. I will sign up as a witness right now. I've been to so many of these meetings. I can be an eyewitness to what she's done and what he's done. Next time she says she wants to sue, let her do it. And then when she has to defend herself, because she keeps defaming people, she'll have to hopefully go bankrupt and just move out of the city once and for all.
I want to be transparent about this. I know that one of her public already asked question earlier that is it being this is not a brief comment. This is the instruction. Okay, I am not responding to any of them. This is the comment that I want to make sure that they know about it. And my comment, not to respond to you guys, but the instruction is that one of the person who asked earlier that if Namquan is filming right now or from his dais, and the answer is yes. So watch out for what you say. That's number one. Number two, I want to make sure that you know that since he's doing that, he will watch it later on. So don't worry about he's not here right now. He will be watching it. So do whatever you have to do. Voice your opinion if that's what you have to do. So I would like to go ahead and go back to.
Mr. Mayor, you just answered.
No, I am not responding.
Yes, you just did. That was one of the comments you said.
Please go ahead and call for next.
Our next speaker is David Johnson, followed by Long Ling.
Speaking into the phone, distracting, and I had to try to figure out.
Đi bán kem chống nắng này.
I am also distracted.
So due to the request of two council next to you, I ask you to refer refrain from speaking on the dais when they are.
You're being unhypocritical.
So please,
Answer the
please,
question.
I'm asking you that, please.
So please.
If you continue to do that, I have to give you the warning. Go ahead, please.
My name is David Johnson, a Westminster resident. So what I'm going to do, whether you use it or not is up to you, is create a worksheet for you to have on your desk so that you could note when somebody is interrupting or out of order. And I suggest that after the mayor gives 2 warnings, the 3rd time anyone on the dais can ask for a censure, and the 4th time you can ask them to follow the practices that we're implementing. So I made the count, and now I was an hour late because I was at a different event. But when I did show up during the presentations, I started to keep track for you. I consider an out of order when somebody interrupts somebody else, when somebody is not following the mayor's rules, when he tells them not to come up here or something like that, or when you're speaking out of order, interrupting, especially yelling, which also happens mostly from over here. So the number of times one person from the public interrupted was 7, and she was removed. But it took 7 times before she was removed. The rest of the public combined was 6. Councilmember Ho twice against Councilmember West. Mayor Nguyen twice against Amy West. Councilmember Nam Quan Nguyen 4 times against the mayor. Councilmember Monzo 0, he didn't interrupt anybody. And Councilmember Amy West 16 times. And I have the actual minute of the hour of every one of those that it happened, so you can track that. So that's what I'm going to recommend in this worksheet, is you just note the council member's name, the time they did it, and there's a point at which you'll see for yourself, this is all notes, that it's becoming obnoxious, to the point that your city attorney, God bless you, but you're acting like the 6th city council member interjecting because you're trying to help the mayor control, which isn't your role unless you're asked upon, but I understand why you're trying to do it. So it's that ridiculous that now he has to step in. Take control. Thank you.
Followed by our final speaker, Terry Reid.
Kìa, anh Long kìa.
Anh Long nghĩ rồi, lại một cái sự bất mãn của người Mỹ đối với các nghị viên Việt Nam.
Hello, my name is Long. I'm a resident of City of Anna, but my family is still in the District 1 of the Westminster. The reason I'm here today, because I feel sorry for this city. I feel sorry for the mayor, the vice mayor, Mr. Carlo Manzo, also the attorney of the city attorney, and all the staff of Westminster, because the behavior of Nam Quan and Amy, very poor behavior. They not work with the city, they not work with the staff. They spend their time on YouTube and spread out all the fake and negative things about the city. It's unacceptable. I'm not here every meeting, but I watch on the YouTube. They insulted all the council. They insulted the staff of Westminster City. They even came down and fight with the resident. I see all that.
Yeah.
Us on YouTube. Everybody sees that. I'm here to let Nam Quan and Amy. I feel ashamed because we are the same culture. But Vietnamese culture, not like the way you guys behave. And let's stop that. Because everybody got enough of that. You said today, why don't come to your office and let you know what the residents are thinking. But every time when people come up here and talk, and you guys somewhere, you guys disappear. after the two meetings, they're talking about the 5.2 item. It's related to the mobile home. They have 2 or 3 meetings to make this clear so everyone understand about it. I don't know you guys don't understand what's going on, or you guys acting stupid. Because they said, everybody here said one way, and you guys talk about different ways. Thank you.
Very good, very good.
Là một thông điệp còn về cái vấn đề mobile
We have
home.
2 final speakers. It's Terry Raines and Kai Dow.
Mẫu ba đó, mafia mẫu ba.
Less than 2 weeks until Election Day, Westminster voters need to pay attention to the facts and vote for the good candidates, not the crooks. Many of our Vietnamese voters in particular have started to wake up and smell the stink of corruption in some candidates on the ballot. District 2, Howie 2 is running at the direction of the larger corrupt gang, you know, Tyler, Tree, etc., Michelle, good old Van Tran. 2 has absolutely no history involvement in Westminster and only moved here to run for office. Tan Dang illegally campaigned at the MCSD 85th anniversary event, has not been involved at all with our city issues, and is solely relying on the help of others and questionable endorsements. The Firefighters Association was flat out wrong to endorse the only candidate District 2 voters, not to endorse the only candidate District 2 voters should vote for. Incumbent and voice of reason, Carlos Manzo. So vote for Carlos Manzo, District 2. District 3, no on no. Joseph No, the arrestee, a clueless, classless thug who enjoys slandering people, violating the law, and wants to dismantle our great police department. A true embarrassment to our Vietnamese community. He doesn't care about residents or the city. He terrorized our mobile home park residents with slanderous lies and threatened to sue our police department for rightfully arresting him. Some are surprised I'm not even supporting Casey Wolbert from my own district. His close ties and similar agenda of Amy and Nam Quan is enough, let alone the trouble he caused on the now failed Community Foundation with his favorite appointing council member, Amy Van West. I will be voting for Mark Nguyen. He's not involved in the Vietnamese political drama at all. He's just a regular guy currently serving as president of Midway City who wants to help our entire community. I am confident his relation by marriage only to Mayor Nguyen will not negatively influence him on this council. If you don't know Mark, reach out and talk to him. You will come away from that conversation knowing he is the only choice for District 3, so vote for Mark Nguyen for District 3. As for Midway City Sanitary District Board race, no one should vote for Tyler Dipp ever again for any public office, including this one. Same goes for Amy Van West and Nam Quan Nguyen. Remember, folks, go and squat together. Kai Dow is not someone I can vote for either, so I'll be voting for Chief Charlie Nguyen and probably unknown Andy Nguyen from Midway City. Let's vote the real trash Tyler Dipp off of that board. Now, let's see. Amy calling me a racist again, and the Vietnamese people trash. Keep it up, Buttercup. If you do, Amy, you seriously need help. You know, Mayor Nguyen, with all due respect, non-agenda comments should not come before public hearings or even before all of the agenda items, in my opinion. And I had more to say, but I'm out of time, so don't vote for Amy or Nam Quan for anything.
Our final speaker, Kai Dow.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I should first or English first. Let me speak in English.
I can hear you, man.
Regarding Nam Quan, I think the shady force that is behind all these, installing Nam Quan to the council, appointing him, to be our vice mayor. We try to protect him, keeping him in office in the council by pretending to recall him, so that after they fail, as they intended to, no one else, including me, can start the actual recall process for at least 6 months after that. So please allow me to speak in Vietnamese to explain it to the Vietnamese people. Khẳng định là những cái thế lực mà đen tối đằng sau tập đoàn Văn Hạt kẻ mà đã đưa Nam Quan và Hội đồng thành phố và đã đưa ta lên trở thành là phó thị trưởng sẽ giả vờ tiến hành bãi nhiệm Nam Quan, mà thật sự đây là một cái chiêu trò. Tại vì theo luật, sau khi họ đặt đơn họ tiến hành bãi nhiệm thì sau 6 tháng họ không thành công thì phải 6 tháng sau nữa, nếu mà những người thật sự muốn bãi nhiệm Nam Quan mới có quyền đặt đơn, trong đó có Khải. Thành ra Khải hy vọng khi mà sau này quý vị thấy ai mà kêu gọi quý vị ký tên để đứng ra bãi nhiệm Nam Quan, quý vị chắc chắn cái người đó thật sự là cái người công chính, liên minh, chính trực, thật sự muốn là dọn rác thành phố, muốn bãi nhiệm Nam Quan. Còn Khải đã cảnh cáo rồi, kể cả vô kỵ cho bất cứ người nào mà đứng ra đòi bãi nhiệm Nam Quan mà Khải nghi ngờ có vấn đề sẽ phanh phui ra hết. Okay. So, like Council Member Menzel said, I think you used the word political studies. You said we shouldn't be allowed to campaign while we're here. But it's against the law for you guys to use the council, use your leadership to actually positioning yourself for higher office. All this bickering, all this jokes, heckling, are just your ways, you know, to get the majority of the council after the election, the next election, or even the special election. You think you can replace filling the seat of Senator Janet Nguyen, right? It's illegal, it's unethical, it's pathetic.
Mayor, we have no further comments.
All right, I will recognize Councilor for the brief comment, but before that, I'd like to have a brief comment. Number one, first of all, I want to respond to David Johnson, Mr. David Johnson. I don't know that you quote that I have to interrupt, but I want to make sure that I am running the meeting. And it's my role that I have to stop sometime to interject to make sure that things is moving the right way. So it's not intentionally to disrupt or intervene. That's the second. The second one is with you, Terry. With all due respect, I understand what you're saying, but this is the item public hearing for the city. It's not a public item for the vendors to be here. That's number one. Number two, we had the non-agendized item over communication for many years before, that we have it before anything else at the beginning of the day. Why can't we do it now? Yeah, I just think about it, and I mentioned it at the beginning, because their presentation, it took longer, and I'm afraid that you waited so long, I have to do that. And I know that it's going to take long to discuss about this item. And you guys, if you guys are okay with that, then I'm okay with it. But I want to, I just want to be considerate. And now, I would like to recognize if there is any brief comment from the council. Okay, Councilmember West, you are now recognized.
Okay, I want to address the last comment, Terry Raines. I know that you put that sign on your neck regarding Supervisor Andrew Doe, Nam Quang and I want to encourage you to get the facts straight. What I mean by that, look at when we first sworn in on December 9th, 2023. Who sworn Charlie Ching Wen and the mayor? It was Andrew Doe. So please get your facts straight before you spew out all of this. So that's very important, because what you say, you want to get your facts straight, okay? Before you endorse and say other things. So I took notes on that. Now, the other person, the gentleman earlier, I don't know his name, I didn't get it, but the Vietnamese gentleman who still have families here, I appreciate, even though you don't live here, you come and speak out. I know it's very disheartening to see the council here, majority are Vietnamese, but they're infighting. And that's how I felt when I first got on the council as well. That's the reason why I cry, because I shed tears, because I see that the activists on Charlie's side attacking Kimberly's side, and they keep fighting back and forth, and that's disheartening because I know that our Vietnamese community, we have many opportunities to grow and thrive, and we have very good characteristic that we can show the other community, which is family oriented, we work hard, we achieve many things, so I want to address that to you. I agree with you on that, and so it's important that you continue to watch, because what I noticed that you accuse me and Nam Quang of not understanding the mobile home ordinance. I just want to address that. This is the last one regarding him. So I encourage you to watch the agenda item 5.2 on September 11th there, and then tell me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm more than happy to sit down with you and talk to you.
Thank you very much. Is there a quick comment from you?
And then I have Tammy. May I address Tammy?
Well, if you address one person, just like me.
You told me to take down notes.
Yes, but you address
That's
the
what I'm
person.
doing.
You address the comment briefly.
That's what I did.
No,
May I
you
finish?
want so far on the second.
Okay, so may I?
If you are going so long, I have to cut you off, please.
Okay, so I will address Ju Fu Ho. Earlier, he brought up, it's very concerning to me because all of us here, elected officials, are in office and we know FPPC compliance. And when mayor, the concern was sent to the general attorney of the state of California and Todd Spitzer as well. It's very disheartening to hear that when you've been in politics for a long time, Mr. Mayor. You know when you fundraise for state senate, you have to open a state senate account.
This is personal attack.
I'm
You are trying to
addressing
address.
Mr. Fu Hong.
Okay.
And
This time here, you are done. You are done with the
Mr. Mayor, let me
comment. I will
finish. If you
tell.
put money,
If I do wrong,
may I finish?
I will tell it. No, at this time you got
No,
enough.
that's my right.
Okay, at this time, is there any further comment? Okay. If not, I would like to close the public, the non-agenda oral communication. Moving on to the next item is public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on an item open public hearing may speak in person. Speakers during public hearing comments will each have 3 minutes to speak on each public hearing item, which we have only one period today. Any person wishing to address the city council in person should complete a green speaker. Okay. I was in the right time. So any person wishing to address the city council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the city council chambers and submit the card to the city clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at the time and state your name and city of resident optional for the record. And I was reminded by the city attorney is almost 10 o'clock. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to move on, extend the city council meeting beyond 10 o'clock meeting. There is a motion and a second on the floor.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilwoman Fan West. This is to extend the meeting past 10 p.m. per city policy. I'm going to call roll.
You go ahead and you go ahead and call the roll and seek and speak on behalf.
Councilwoman Fan West.
Okay, at this time,
Yes.
you want to speak before you.
You just silent me, so now I can, you undo my mic, so yes, my vote is yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen. Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 4-0.
All right, so please call for the first speaker for public hearing.
Thank you, Mayor. I may or may have not have a conflict of interest, so I'm erring the side of cautious. I want to recuse myself just to be safe. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for recusing yourself, but I ask you, please verify, because you said that may or may not. So, you know, I need you to verify with the city attorney if it's impact your decision making, then if not, then I ask you to come back. Why don't we go and talk about it, please?
Well, I think I need to recuse myself too, because potential conflict, as well as Mr. Monzo, because we both got donation from the billboard person.
You don't know. Don't say you don't know the right thing. You can speak for yourself.
So that's the reason why we're talking about billboard.
Yeah, send the money from. That's
We can look at your record on your 640, we all know.
If you decide to recuse yourself, it's your discretion. Go ahead and recuse yourself. But for Councilmember Rizzo, I ask you, and I ask you the same thing, if you have any doubt about it, please talk to your city attorney, because this is the continuing item, it's the second time already. I need you to make sure that you are impacted by this.
We both received from the billboard guys.
Electronic only.
Okay.
That's just funny how you guys.
City attorney, can you help him with decision, please? Thank you. So, 4.1, the public hearing is continued from the October 9, 2024 regular city council meeting. This is also the first reading of billboard ordinance amending chapter 17.330 of the Westminster Municipal Code. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and ask for a staff report.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. We do have a brief presentation by our team. Ryan Stalls is here from the city manager's office and our contract principal planners that we to my here.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the City Council. Over the last several years, the City Council and staff have undertaken several initiatives to beautify the community and enhance community economic development. This has included several meetings with the City Council to discuss and explore creative revenue streams, including strategic planning workshops dating back to 2022, and City Council meetings to select a qualified firm for the use of city-owned property to develop and maintain electronic billboards. The item being presented tonight is the next step in the city's ongoing work effort. This project represents a continuation of the city's progress on strategic plan goal number 1 to achieve financial stability. As previously stated in the prior public hearing, billboards are a permitted sign type in the city. They require a conditional use permit and are subject to planning commission approval. In recent years, the city has experienced a growing amount of interest from prospective billboard developers, and those experiences have shed light on the fact that the city's billboard regulations are outdated, ambiguous, and generally inconsistent with modern practices. The city has initiated a zoning text amendment to the Westminster Municipal Code, which we'll refer to as the Billboard Ordinance. The proposed ordinance aims to accomplish several goals. It creates clear and consistent standards for the development and design of future billboards, including regulations to prevent potential impacts to the public. It addresses digital and electronic billboards, and it formally establishes a public benefits program. And last, the ordinance will only affect current and future applications. Any existing billboards currently in the city would not be impacted by this ordinance.
Can I stop you for a minute? I'd like to ask the city attorney if it's okay what your decision on that?
Yeah, we talked about it and actually did quite a bit of research today. So currently where things stand is that the advice would be to seek an advice letter from the NPPC or wait out the period until after the donation, because it would seem, I think it pushed him to shove that the FPPC would find no conflict, but it's difficult for him to come out and participate under those circumstances when it's unclear whether there's conflict or not. Because I think let me just explain, the person at issue or whoever gave the donation doesn't have an active application currently pending. So the question is whether or not that creates conflict or not. So we may seek an advice letter on this one.
Well, my question for you, you said that the person who donate to him or sponsor him does not have Please, don't leave. Well, at this time, we don't have the quorum. This is intentionally leave this meeting so that we can proceed. Thank you very much. All right. I'm sorry that I have to recess the meeting at this time, call for recess until we have the quorum. It looks like that we are not going to have it.
Đi hết rồi còn 3 người thôi.
Ít nhất phải có 3 người mới được. Ít nhất phải có 3 người mới được. Thiếu ông mẹ, phải có ông mẹ. Bây giờ nghỉ giải lao 5 phút. Họp thì đó là phải có 3 người. Đúng rồi, phải đi cũng phá ra. Theo như mình nghĩ nó không có hẹn với anh nữa. Bỏ đi.
Bạn ha. Đã nghỉ giải lao 5 phút các bạn. Tôi cô vợ lại chút xíu. Sao anh Long hơi kiên nhau? Hỏi đi, làm gì phải né? Anh Long, chuyện gì đang xảy ra? Tại sao nghỉ nữa?
Mình dễ dàng nhìn thấy đó. Đây là 2 nghị viên này không phải tới đây để họp. 2 nghị viên này tới đây không phải cái lợi ích của thành phố. 2 nghị viên này tới đây chỉ để không được theo ý mình thì phá thôi. Phá bằng cách bây giờ phải ngưng lại là bởi vì trong một buổi họp ít nhất phải có 3 nghị viên. Họ thấy một người đi restroom cái gì thì 2 đứa nó nháy mắt nhau để nó đi luôn, để cho cái buổi họp nó ngưng lại. Thì cái đó là mình thấy rõ không phải là một cái sự mà vô tình, mà cái sự rất là cố ý. Đó, và tất cả người Mỹ và những người ở đây họ phải chịu đựng như vậy. Mọi người phải chịu đựng như vậy.
Bao lâu rồi? Chuyện này xảy ra thường xuyên.
Từ
mấy tháng rồi.
What the heck?
Kể như là nói mấy tháng là giỏi, mấy tháng là gọi là lên tới kịch tính lên cao rồi đó.
Từ lúc mà không được làm phó viện trưởng. Vậy là mình bầu vô đây làm gì? Vô đây phá hay là vô đây ngồi lớn?
Đâu ai bầu đó đâu.
My name's Debbie. I live in Westminster. Thank you for speaking up.
I feel sorry for the people in the West. I feel sorry for staff.
I do too. Because it's normal.
So I don't understand how you work at the post office all this, and they're gonna stop.
It has to stop. We have to get some people out and some people in.
So how? Tell me how. Tell my people how. How to
Well, first of all, don't believe the lies